Anyway, hello. I'm recording.
Well, hello there. No.
Ew. What was that supposed to be?
Hello. I was trying to do like a radio DJ voice.
Ah.
Well, hello there.
Hello.
There.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
Oh, are you doing it? Go ahead.
Well, you did it last time, bitch.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, can I just say really quick how last episode we said this is gonna be the 2021 wrapped episode, and now we're doing more 2021 content in this episode?
Yeah, it's gonna be 2 more episodes of 2021 content apparently.
Yeah, instead of just last episode. But anyway, this is the What Do the Gays Think podcast. Found on all podcasting platforms. You can find our Twitter at WDTGT Podcast. And today I'm joined by someone who wants to get another dog, Matthew.
You know what? That is true.
Speak on it.
I do speak on it. I do want to get another dog, but I need a dog that will jive with Cody. Problem with Cody, he's a very high energy dog. Like the dog that I would need to get, it would have to be either a dog that's okay with the high energy or another high energy dog. And like, could I handle 2 high energy dogs? I can barely handle Cody.
They would just it'd be like one of those cartoon moments where they would attach to each other. It'd be like a cloud of dust or a cloud of smoke, and it would just roll across the room with limbs popping out.
Oh my god, really? Oh, hang on.
COVID! Oh my god! Omicron!
I just had to sneeze real fast. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Anyway, and I am of course not Matt. Pat instead.
I mean, basically complete opposites, honestly.
Yeah, I mean you're rich, successful, a good writer, huge dong, huge dumper, and I'm over here just, skin and bone.
Tiny penis.
Mr. Hey, it's your boy, skinny penis.
Hey.
No butt, no skill, no future.
What do you think is better? Do you think it's better to have a thick penis or a long penis? Like, what if you had a long penis but it was really skinny?
I don't like that.
You don't jive with that?
No, I'd rather it would be shorter but thicker than long and thin.
Okay, right. You gotta get that good girth
Depends how short
going.
we're talking about, though. Depends how short we're talking about.
What if you had like a 5-inch penis, but it was like a good girth? Like a good...
That's not short, though. 5 inches isn't short. That's a good penis.
It's less than average.
Yeah, but that's only slightly less than average.
Okay, fine. If it was a 4-inch penis.
Oh, yeah. If I had a 4-inch dick with girth, I would take that over like a 6 or 7-inch dick, but really thin.
Okay, fine.
I'm
not talking like a pencil. I'm talking just like...
Oh, well,
thinner
how
than
thin are we
normal.
talking about? What's normal? What's the average girth of a dick? I don't know.
Look it up.
Okay. And everyone's going to be like, do incognito. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Average penis girth.
I'm sorry for anyone. If anyone came to this podcast episode, like just for the 2021 events, I'm sorry that you have to listen to this first part where me and Pat apparently talk about dick sizes.
Okay, according to the team's analysis from science.org, so hopefully a good place, the average flaccid pendulous penis is, so flaccid is 3.6 inches in length. The average erect penis is 5.16 inches long. The corresponding girth measurements are 3.66 inches flaccid and 4.59 inches for erect. So if we're talking about 5.9 inches in girth for the average erect penis.
In girth? Wait, what's our definition of girth?
Circumference.
Oh, circumference. Okay, I was thinking diameter. I was like, how are you gonna have like a 4-inch diameter penis?
No, circumference, diameter. Then I would just imagine it's like, hey, what's the diameter of your dick? And you're like, I don't know. Let me get my fucking protractor out there.
Okay, circumference.
Anyway, we're not gonna. If I had to pick, it would be shorter but thicker. I don't want long and thin.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are basically continuing the last episode because we were supposed to do this segment in the last episode, but we decided, hey, we need to record 2 episodes. Might as well just split it up and we'll do this one here. So we're going to be talking about the... I was going to do this pretty quickly in the last episode, but we can expand on the points now.
Well, no, let's talk about our New Year's first,
Okay, fine.
How was your New Year's?
Just talk over me and push me aside. Whatever.
Yeah.
Pin me to the ground.
I won't be pinned to the ground. So what was your New Year's like?
I stayed home. You know why I stayed home?
Because of Omicron?
Because of Omicron. And also we were both, I guess, potentially exposed to someone who was COVID positive. So
I mean,
I stayed home. And also the party that I was supposed to go to got canceled. So, and I was fine with it. I was probably not going to go anyway. So I stayed at home on my couch with my boyfriend and our roommate. We all had champagne glasses, you know. And, you know, when the ball dropped, we were like,
you all kissed each other.
We all kissed each other. It was very romantic.
On the mouth. Just.
No, I kissed my boyfriend on the mouth, definitely.
And then he kissed the roommate.
Yeah, and then, we're all in a polyamorous relationship. No, we're not in a polyamorous relationship. I'm fine with polyamory, but we're not in one.
Work.
I think polyamory is a very progressive thing. And I look to polyamorous relationships. I'm like, wow, that's so interesting. I love that. Would you be in a polyamorous relationship if that came down to that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna worm my way into your relationship with Kelvin.
Okay. I would be okay. So that's the thing, though. Like for a polyamorous relationship, for me, I feel like it would be best if everyone was in love with each other. Because I know there are some people who are polyamorous and have separate relationships, but those people on their side don't love each other. I think it'd be best. I mean, it'd be best if everyone loved each other, but if not, you know, as long as everyone's okay with it. As long as you're okay with it. Like, you know, like as long as you're not hurting anyone, who cares? Yeah,
like a 3-way equal love between all participants.
Yeah.
Or more.
And if you all live together, that's 3 incomes in one house. Honey.
Income.
You'll never. Okay. You want to talk about my New Year's?
Yeah, how was it? How was your New Year's?
Let's talk about this. Let's get into it. So yeah, we were potentially exposed to COVID, but I had tested myself prior to it, and I was negative.
Okay, good for you.
Got some at-home tests.
Oh, yes.
God's plan. I'm actually giving one to Matt soon, so we're both going to swab each other.
Unless mine comes in, because I did order some from the same website that you said you ordered them from. Should we advertise where we bought them from or no?
I got them from Roman, which is a men's health website. They do a lot of stuff. They do like erectile dysfunction stuff. They do hair. I think they do like hair stuff, skin stuff, but they also do on the go rapid tests for COVID. And I was like, and you can see them. Those yellow boxes right there. There they are.
Sorry for podcast listeners, but for YouTube, you can see them. They're right there.
Check out the YouTube channel for the clip.
Check out the YouTube channel. What do the gays think podcast?
So yeah, I went and I got a little twisted.
A little.
So everyone maybe knows that I'm on Adderall, not recreationally. I'm on literally like a 7.5 milligram, half of a 15, basically. Okay. I take. And then I take another half if I have to, but I almost never do. It's always just one. Problem with Adderall is you don't really get hungry on it. In fact, your appetite goes away. So I hadn't eaten a lot that day because I was on Adderall and I was cleaning the house and I was vibing. I was dancing shirtless in my house. If you saw my Instagram, you saw me lots of shirtless pictures. So then I get there, I don't eat a lot, and then I start drinking. And we're at Kel's friend's place, Julian. Julian, if you're listening, I doubt you do, but hello. And sorry for what I did in your bathroom. Ooh. So I was at Julian's boyfriend's place, whose name, I don't know if he's cool. Sometimes I'm not going to say his name because I don't know if he's cool with it, but I think Julian's fine with it. No one knows their last name. Who gives a shit? So we're at the boyfriend's house, and I start drinking, and his boyfriend drinks. And I was like, oh, good. I can drink with this guy. Because none of Kel and his friends drink a lot. They're just drinking like little bits, little Sarah. And he's the going in. I'm like, I'll go in with him. Honey, I haven't drank in a while. As you might know, I've been taking a little sabbatical from alcohol.
Yeah.
Honey, here's what happened.
Tell me what happened.
Regale me. I had a little bit of sangria, which was delicious. Ooh. Homemade. The boyfriend made it. It was delicious. I drank it up. I gulped it down.
Homemade sangria. Wow.
Had some pasta. Fine.
Okay.
Then he had tequila, but he didn't have sour mix, or he didn't have anything to mix it with. So I just said, I'll just do tequila on the rocks with lime. Straight tequila on the rocks with lime.
I mean, work.
I was doing it as a sipping. I was doing a sipping tequila, so I was like, all right, that's fine. Then we start playing a game. And I was like, let's play Kings. And they're like, what's that? And I was like, oh.
They don't know what King. Okay, who were you hanging out with?
The boyfriend knew, thankfully, and then Kel jogged his memory, but the other two didn't know. I was like, I'll teach you what it is. It's a drinking game. But at that point, it was only me and the boyfriend really drinking alcohol. The rest of them were being a little coward.
Oh, yeah.
So we're just drinking back and forth. And I start taking shots of soju. And I take, in quick succession, don't know what I was doing. I took 3 shots of soju, which it's 12% alcohol. But 3 shots in quick succession, it'll catch up to you.
It can get you there. Then
I told the boyfriend, I was like, what are you making? He's like, oh, I don't know, some vodka thing. I was like, make me one. Honey, it was strong.
Here we go.
He made another tequila drink for me. Cut to me, 11:30 p.m. on the counter, just face down, unable to move, because I know if I move, everything's going to start spinning, and it's over. So I check my watch. It's like 11:54. I'm like, oh shit, the ball's gonna drop soon. The movement of me looking at my watch, instant regret.
It was over.
I run to that bathroom. Or at least I think I run. I probably stumbled.
Oh my god, did you puke on the New Year's ball drop that time frame? Please tell me you did, because that would be amazing.
Here's what happened. I get in there at 11:54. Time is moving so slow for me because I'm plastered. I sorry, Julian and his boyfriend. I threw up in your bathroom, and it was spaghetti everywhere. It was marinara, Ma's gravy, the gabagool, everywhere. So then, God, I'm cleaning it up. I'm like, oh God, I'm like out of my mind, delirious. I can't even focus. I cleaning it up, and then I go to flush the toilet. It gets clogged. I'm like, oh no. I grab the plunger and I plunge that shit. It goes down. I'm like, oh, lit. I clean up the rest of it. I'm like, I can't put it in the toilet, so I put it in the trash can instead. Everything looks clean, as far as I know. I might have left it a mess. I didn't go back in, and we left right after. I look at my watch, 11:56.
2 minutes?
2 minutes had passed, and I was gripping the wall. I was like, time is moving slowly and fast at the same time.
2 minutes.
I leave the bathroom. Kel's sitting on the couch. I just collapse behind him a little bit, rests on his shoulder. I'm like, ready for the ball drop? He's like, yeah. I'm like, cool, let's watch. The ball drops. We do our little kiss. Everyone's like, yay. And then I was like, we gotta get out of here before they figure out what I did in there. So then we get in the car. I'm like, Kel's driving, obviously, because he didn't drink. He drives home. I get out. I'm waiting by the door because he's got the keys. And the salivating starts.
The salivating?
You ever know, right before you vomit, sometimes you start to salivate a little bit more?
No.
That's what happens to me. I start to get the spins and I salivate a little bit. The body's lubricating the area because it knows.
Right, it knows it's coming.
Kel's taking forever. He finally gets over here. He unlocks the door. I'm booking it to the back bathroom. And honey, I don't make it.
No, you don't make it.
The last thing we ate was chocolate cake. Chocolate cake ended up on the kitchen floor.
No.
And then I get to the bathroom, and as I'm turning into the bathroom, it's too late. Sprinkler. No. And I just vomit across the bathroom and end up in the toilet. So Kel walks by and goes, oh, and I'm like, I got it. So I start cleaning up, right? I'm cleaning up the toilet.
No.
There is vomit on the door, on the curtain, in the bucket, because we have a mop bucket in there for cleaning, in the bucket, on the floor, on the toilet. I'm like, oh God. So I clean it all up. Then I leave to go clean up the floor in the kitchen. He goes, no, I already got it. I'm like, oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Clean up the vomit. He walks in the bathroom. He goes, oh, what's that smell? I'm like, I threw up in there. He's like, I gotta spray this. I'm like, I know.
Jesus.
So then I take my Metamucil. I drink a shit ton of water. I go to bed. I woke up at 11 the next morning, dead. Take an Excedrin, eat some breakfast, go back to bed, dead. Woke up at 5 p.m. the next day,
Wow, I spoke to you that night too. We FaceTimed, do you remember?
I don't remember.
We FaceTimed I think twice.
Honey, New Year's Eve. It was rough. I remember the whole beginning of the night for sure. And Julian, if you're listening, tell your boyfriend I'm so sorry about his bathroom, and I hope I cleaned up all the gabagool and Ma's gravy.
You don't remember FaceTiming me and Jackie? Jackie was there too.
I saw that on my missed calls or my call list that it had happened, but I don't remember what we said. I don't remember anything.
I barely remember what we said, honestly. I wasn't even drunk. Well, you know what? I was, kind of.
Honey.
I was in my good buzz state that I like to be in, where I'm not drunk and I'm still pretty coherent, but I'm I'm good, you know.
Ma's gravy, gabagool.
Ew. Okay, we've been. I'm so glad that you've regaled me with the details of this story on our podcast so that all of our podcast listeners can hear us. However, the topic of this podcast episode is in fact 2021 events. And I'm sorry, everyone, but we may get a little bit political on this one again. So again. So if you don't like politics, then you can go ahead and skip the rest of this episode. But if you do like politics, then go ahead and stay and give us a listen. All right. Major events of 2021. These are not in any particular order. In fact, they're very out of order.
Well, lit.
But at the top of the year, I will start with the first one that is in order. The January 6th Capitol insurrection.
Okay.
And here's, I wrote a little description too. On January 6th, a mob of pro-Trump demonstrators stormed the U.S. Capitol in an effort to stop lawmakers from certifying the results of the 2020 presidential election. And since then, a House committee has been formed to investigate the insurrection. Pat, after a year, almost a year after this has happened now, in a couple days it will be a year since this has happened. How do you feel? How do you feel about this?
I mean, I feel how every liberal, person feels. Like, it was a mess. And, we got to see every so often in the news cycle, hey, another person that was on the riots was detained and sentenced to 100 days in prison or 3 months in prison or whatever they're doing.
Like nothing.
And I'm like, okay, lit. But I don't know. I don't think there's going to be any big payoffs from it. I really don't. I think it's going to be a lot of people just getting minor sentences. But obviously it showed the diseased underbelly of our country. But we're not putting any medication on it. We saw that. We're cover it back up with Band-Aids and hope it gets better by itself, mama.
That was, besides that accent that just came out of you. I agree. We saw all this shit occur. And we know, at least most people know, that it was basically based on a big lie. And that's what they call it in the media, the big lie. Because Trump couldn't handle the fact that he lost. Oh, big baby.
Little piss baby.
Still to this day, he says that he won. And to this day, many of his followers still believe that the election was stolen. And, there was a whole bunch of voter suppression laws that have come through from the red states, probably making it a lot more difficult for any Democrats to win there in the future, including Georgia, where we saw some Democrats win, Georgia, Arizona, Texas, all these states. Yeah. I'm kind of tired of it a little bit. Because you'd think after something like this had happened, and we watched it happen, in 2021, I saw that incident occur, and I was like, this is it. This is it for the Republican Party. They have to get rid of Trump, or else, no one's going to vote for them anymore. And yet, here we are, still a year later, and people still want Trump to run in 2024. And people are people don't care about this thing that happened. They said, oh, it was a regular day at the Capitol.
It was a vacation.
It was a vacation day. And I'm like,
yeah,
okay, I guess, doing anything doesn't have consequences apparently anymore if you have enough money and you're a big enough political person.
Has it ever though?
Point taken. For everyone except for Richard Nixon, apparently. Because I don't know if he got impeached. He actually stepped down, I think, but his scandal, he stepped down.
Yeah.
But no big scandal could cause Trump to step down.
Well, no, because, at this point, it's become all, it doesn't matter anymore. Nothing surprises me anymore. Trump could, say he shits on his wife's chest and licks it up, and I'd be like, yeah, well.
Well, and you're like, same, I do that too.
If I had a wife, I mean, wife me up.
Wife me up. No. All right, moving on into a couple of other. Biden sworn into office. Kamala Harris becomes the first female, Black, and South Asian vice president. And shortly after, Biden signs the 1.9 trillion economic relief bill. I forget what it was called. It was the American Rescue Plan. That's what it is. He signs that. It supports workers, families, small businesses, and schools struggling to recover from the pandemic's impact. And then we got some stimmies as well. Well, most people did. You got a stimmy, right?
Of course I did. I make no money.
Oh,
I got 2 stimmies.
2 stimmies.
Yeah. Because I got the first stimmy under Trump.
Right. The $600 one.
Yeah.
And then the $2,000 one, quote, no.
Yes, quote unquote, total $2,000 one. Yes. I did. I liked it. Thankfully, I didn't struggle too much under the pandemic.
The pandemic.
But yeah, I mean, lit. I mean, last episode, I think you can glean how both of us feel about Biden's time in office. So this is cool and all, but like overall, I'm very lukewarm to him.
Yeah, I think we've been a little bit lukewarm too. I mean, yes, the American Rescue Plan was a good piece of legislation. But since then, when they did the American Rescue Plan, I was very hopeful. I was very hopeful, like, they're gonna get shit done. Like they're gonna pass all these good things. And then you know what? They didn't.
Well, some of it is because of what we always say, what we will say till the day we die. Joe Manchin.
Yes, it's partially because of Joe Manchin, but I also think that Biden is not doing everything he can to negotiate with Joe Manchin to get it passed, or at least convince him that this is something that needs to be passed.
And there are other things he can do through, what do you call it? Executive power.
Executive orders.
Yeah, executive orders. Like there was that article released, I think, a couple weeks ago that said that, like, through executive order, that the president does have the power to remove student loans, cancel them.
And he did not do.
Well,
he has not done, and he's probably not going to.
We spoke on it. That's my prediction.
And in 2021, we had the record for the fastest vaccine development and deployment in history. By year's end, more than 200 million Americans are fully vaccinated. Yeah, there's still a whole bunch that aren't, but it be that way.
Are you fully vaxxed?
I'm fully vaxxed and boosted. How are you?
Me too. So I got 6G.
Oh, I thought we were at 5G. Oh no, 5G was the regular vaccine.
Yes, the boost gives you 6G.
The boost gives you 6G.
Yeah.
I got the boost. I had COVID, so I have to be super immune.
Well, let me cough in your mouth. We'll see what happens.
Okay, as long as you don't have any symptoms of COVID,
I mean, I've got some other stuff.
I mean, we're probably going to make out this weekend, so...
We're absolutely not going to do that. I'm so sorry. We're really not. I'm not making... Okay, so, quick aside, we're going to MagFest, but I'm not making out with anyone, because I'll be double masked the entire time.
Oh, the entire time?
I'm bringing that thermometer gun, and I'm shooting people.
Oh, yes.
Sidebar,
we are going to MagFest this weekend. We've been planning it for quite a while, even before the surges of Omicron, etc. The COVID wasn't that bad when we were planning on doing this.
Yeah.
But one thing I do like about MagFest is the fact that they are requiring all participants to be vaccinated in order to participate. And the hotel in which it's taking place in and the convention are both requiring masks at all times for anybody.
Yeah. Sleeping too.
For what?
Even when you sleep.
Well, I don't know about that.
Something's going to be on my face while I'm sleeping. It's either a mask or a man, so we'll figure it out.
Okay. I thought you weren't making out with anybody.
No one said I was making out.
Okay.
You can use your face for some of the stuff.
Okay. Can you spread COVID through the anal cavity?
I'm about to find out. I'll do the research.
Okay.
You brought it up, bitch. Don't be like, okay.
Yes, we are going. We are taking at-home tests before we go to make sure that we are not COVID positive.
I'll bring my thermometer.
We're going to be super careful. We're going to social distance. We're going to have our masks. It's going to be lit.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, the death toll for COVID surpasses 800,000 as the Delta variant sweeps in.
This is just a depressing episode.
I told you it was going to be depressing. Well, here's a good one. All right, let me skip this one because we don't want to talk about death on this podcast.
Let's skip all those deaths. We'll just ignore them.
Yeah, we'll skip all that. Well, the last one is Betty White's death.
Okay.
Not to laugh at Betty White's death. But yes, just to add to the depression of this episode, the U.S. rejoins the Paris Climate Accord and who? Because apparently we had left who, and I forgot that we did.
Yeah, we did. Trump was like, I don't want to be involved in this because who's like, the virus has been around for a little bit longer than you thought, and it's spreading this way and this way. We want to give up to the information. He's like, well, I don't want to listen to it. So he didn't want to be a part of it.
He didn't want to be a part of it. He was just like, I don't care. I'm going to leave. Yeah. And then here we are. But we rejoined both the Paris Climate Accord and who? Can I skip this one?
The Paris Climate Accord is not even relevant anymore because we're not doing anything impactful to halt climate change. The Paris Climate Accord agreement thing is all just face value. It's really just to give the impression that countries do want to listen to and try to change their behaviors at a federal level, but they really don't. It's really just to save face. So,
I mean, that's what I think is dumb because, yeah, Biden can go to his climate summit, which he did, and say, oh, yeah, the U.S. is going to commit to reducing our emissions to net zero by 2050. But Biden can't actually do that. Like, Biden can say, yeah, we're going to commit to this by 2050. But the one who have to pass the legislation is our Congress. Yeah. And our Congress is currently split 50-50 for people who want to do that and people who don't. And in fact, we have one person on the side of the people who want to do that doesn't want to do it. So we can't get it passed.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, great. You're all meeting up and saying how much you're going to like do to change your, energy consumption and whatever is producing all these stupid natural gases that are killing the environment. But you actually don't do anything. So
It is. I agree. The climate accord that we had, it sounded great on paper, but actually doing shit, it's a lot more complicated, and B, our government is designed in such a way that it becomes almost impossible to be able to get anything done. Hashtag kill the filibuster.
Get it trending. Get it trending.
Juneteenth becomes a federal holiday.
I was just reading recently this thing where they were like, obviously we can't speak on it really about the importance of it too much because we're we're actually white men.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was reading that, it's good, I guess, to get more exposure to it as a holiday. That's great. But I feel like it's, once again, just face value. Like, if you really want to make a difference, set up reparations. Do some reparations. How about you do
just give people money. Just give people money. I'm all about just give. I don't care about inflation. You know what? Just give people money. If inflation is the cost of getting people out of poverty, then fine. As long as people have enough money to live. Okay.
Tax the rich.
If I have to spend 20 cents more on my coffee so that people can live, then fine.
Hopefully you don't even get coffee, because I know one of your resolutions was to wean down on it. So
that is true. And it's an ongoing battle. It really is. It is an ongoing struggle.
It's a struggle.
But that's nice. And then we have the U.S. military withdraws from Afghanistan and the Taliban takes over.
I don't know much about this. Now, I know the Taliban is bad. I know they're taking over, and I know a lot of people are in danger now. I also know a lot of people didn't want us in the country.
Yes, so they've been saying forever, oh, we got to pull troops out of Afghanistan, which should we have been there in the first place? That's a different question. That's an entirely different question. But we went in there, Bush went in there, and then we were there fighting off the Taliban, apparently. And then as soon as we withdrew, the Afghanistani army could not handle the Taliban's reign, which we apparently thought that they could, but they couldn't. And unfortunately, the withdrawal ended in, a good sizable number of U.S. service members dying, and a lot more Afghanistan people dying. I think we've commented on it a little bit, but I think generally I could say it could have been handled better, obviously.
Right.
Would it have happened anyway? Probably.
Probably. I'm going to go with probably, yeah.
Like, regardless of who did it, I think it probably was going to happen anyway. But you know what? I'm not going to play games of what ifs. What do you think?
That's my Marvel TV show. If I'm going to leave what if to anything, it's Marvel to make a TV show about it.
Oh, yeah. Another show that I have to watch.
Ooh, it's canon.
Can we talk about all the Marvel shows that came out this year? A lot of them.
Sure. We've got What If?
We
got Hawkeye. We got Loki. Did WandaVision come out this year or 2020?
I don't know. I watched it this year, so you know what? WandaVision.
Sure. But yeah, they're lit. I mean, I really enjoyed Hawkeye, that most recent one. I thought that was really nice. It was a lot funnier, to be honest. It was also different stakes because it's different, it's not as like high stakes. But I love it.
Different strokes for different blokes. Is that the saying?
Different strokes for different blokes, yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like the word bloke. It sounds weird.
I love the word stroke, though.
Yeah, the word stroke, chef's kiss. The word bloke, 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
I would give you a 0, but I can't. So now I'll give you a 1.
It was so good, I'll give you a 10, but I can't. So I'm going to let you eat my ass instead. I love the dichotomy. I really do. I love the dichotomy.
TikTok. Let's go through some of these other events here. The 2020 Summer Olympics happened because they were postponed, so they happened in 2021. There was that whole Simone Biles thing that I don't remember.
She wanted to withdraw because she was feeling a lot of pressure and stress, which was totally fine. But then people just couldn't let it go.
Oh yeah,
and they were like, how could an athlete at this level of the competition or at this level of athletic achievement crumble under pressure? And she should be able to push through it. I'm like, girl, you could have. It's her journey. Like, she wants to take a break. She's also really young. She could always do the next Olympics and be fine.
Yeah,
there is a lot of pressure on these, especially young athletes, and it's hard out there for bitch, especially when you're at the Olympics, which is objectively the pinnacle of athletic achievement for these people. If she wants to take a break, she doesn't have to explain it to you. It's also the time of COVID.
Yeah.
It's also the time of severe, I know we've always had racial injustice, but severe racial injustice, racial unrest, civil unrest. There's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, and we are big advocates we're big mental health advocates. So obviously if you need to take time off of something in order to work on your mental health, then just do it. You got to do it. You got to do
it. Leave people alone.
You are the priority for yourself, right? So if nothing else, sports, etc., your career could take priority over your own mental health. Anywho, so that happened. Love Victor season 2 came out. I just put this in here because
that's cute.
It was cute. Yeah, I enjoyed.
Can we talk about who you wanted him to end up with?
Okay, so at first, when I
Spoiler alert.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Spoiler alert for Love Victor season 2 if you haven't seen it. Spoiler alert for Love Victor season 1 as well. At first, when I finished watching it, I wanted him to be with Benji. Now, I retrospect about it. I think I want him to be with Raheem instead, because Benji was kind of a dick.
Let's get into it, okay? Let's get into it just for a second, because I have thoughts.
Okay, go ahead.
2 main things. First thing, the whole mom coming to terms with the sexuality thing. I think it was good to show that. Did I not like the mom for not understanding? Obviously.
Yeah.
But the mom comes from a different culture, a different religious background. There had to be growing pains. I understand.
Yeah, I think it was a good representation of that growing pains.
Yeah. When she caught them fucking and sucking, and then Benji got mad, I was like, this is not about her son being a bottom. It's not about that. This is about the disrespect you show your parent when you fucking suck in their house. That's the thing. I think young people should be exploring their sexuality. Sure. Young people, by young people, I mean, teenagers of a certain age with people of a certain age similar. I'm not talking about pedo shit.
Yeah.
They're in high school. They want to fuck each other. Whatever. Do whatever you want. I'm not looking. But when you're at your parents' house, you live with your parents, they have, there is a difference in, understanding of they're in charge. They make the rules. Like, my parents didn't want me fucking and sucking in their house. Did I do it? Maybe.
Yeah, my parents definitely didn't want me to either. And yet, did I do it? Here we are.
Maybe. No. I can neither confirm nor deny. But
hi, Dad, if you're listening. Hey.
Benji getting mad at that, I was like, this is a child. This is a child. Because she might be in the back of her mind going, oh my God, I wish she wouldn't fuck a dude. But really the priority was, how dare you have sex in my house? And she's religious too, so I'm sure she has like the whole premarital sex vibe as well. She's like, you can't be doing this in my house. And him get mad about it, I was like, thing two, unless you have something to say about it.
No, I agree with you. I thought Benji was definitely a dick in that scene.
Thing two, Benji being an alcoholic. Or a drug addict? Alcoholic? Which one was it?
I think it was an alcoholic. It was a while ago that I watched this, but yeah.
Benji being an alcoholic. And then Victor being mad that he didn't disclose it. Victor, it is not your business to know his sobriety.
That's true as well.
Your sobriety is your sobriety. And it is your job to protect your sobriety in any way you can. If that means not telling people who you may not trust completely, or you don't know well enough, or you just don't want them to know, you don't gotta tell them. It is not your responsibility to tell other people about your sobriety. It's about you keeping yourself sober. So fuck Victor and fuck Benji. They're both, and that leads to they're not good together, clearly. Yeah. So I want Victor to go with, what's his name, the other guy. I think the other guy is hot. I think he's cute. I think they would be lovely together.
Yeah, I think at first when I finished the season, I wanted him to be with Benji just because the fact that, Benji was his kind of first, fling that he had as a gay man. Yes, and then I reflected on the season and I was like, Benji was a dick and I kind of don't want them together. So I want to see where his relationship with Raheem goes, if it goes that way.
Here's the thing, though.
Yes.
The show ends with a cliffhanger. It shows Victor going to someone's house, and you don't know who's it going to be. I think it's his dad's house. I think he's going to talk to his dad about what he should do.
Oh, how sweet.
I don't think it's going to be either of them. I think it's going to be he's going to like his dad or his mom or whatever, and he's going to talk to him about it. And then he may even see his dad with that other lady, and then he goes, "Oh my god,
oh my god, oh my god."
Anyway, back to the 2021 happenings. We took a little detour down faggot lane.
Yes, which is fine, because that was a little bit more of an uplifting part as we go back into the depression that was 2021.
Yes.
What? Before I continue, you know what? I'll ask this afterwards, actually. Okay. I was going to ask you to rate 2021 on a scale of 1 to 10.
Okay.
Well, I'll do it after this. Okay. Hurricane Ida. It was a thing.
Yeah.
I've completely forgot that this happened this year because this year was wild. It was a Category 4 hurricane. It first hit like Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. It was on par with Hurricane Katrina probably. And then like nobody expected this thing to come up north, and then it hit us up here in the Northeast. You see remember those videos of New York like underwater? People be out there with the boats, like
subways flooded. I remember someone was in a kayak by the PATH station where I live.
Yeah, and I'm like, what happened? How did we end up underwater? We didn't expect this?
Well, I mean, the sewage can only take so much. Like, the sewer system can only take so much water.
Well, yeah, but what I mean is we saw the hurricane hit, like, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and then we didn't expect it to kind of come up and, destroy the rest of the path. So, yeah, that was the thing that happened.
Get good at swimming, fam.
There was also that Texas, I didn't put this on this list, but there was that Texas snowstorm that kind of like destroyed their entire infrastructure.
Yeah, and then it really pointed to the fact that they have no good infrastructure for their electricity and their power systems.
Yeah, but then Ted Cruz fled to Cancun, and then he got the name Cancun Cruz.
Yeah, and then he was called out on it. He quickly returned.
Yep.
By himself, left his family there.
I think I was seeing videos like one of Ted Cruz's daughters like absolutely hates him. Well, doesn't hate him, but like obviously disagrees with his politics.
Oh my god, like Kellyanne Conway's daughter that hates her. I love that discourse.
Love that. I love like conservative parents turning up and having leftist children. I think that's comedy right there.
I mean, they see what's happening. They're like, oh my god. My parent is a cunt. I gotta make a left turn. I gotta do a 180.
Got to do a 180, a 360, or whatever,
Not 360, they would go right back to where they started.
Okay, listen, we're not talking about this anymore. I don't need you and your specifics. Derek Chauvin is convicted on 3 charges.
Good.
Kyle Rittenhouse, not guilty on all of his charges.
Not good.
Not good. And then I don't know the names of the 3 white people that got convicted for Ahmaud Arbery's death. They got convicted, though. And I don't care that I don't know their names, because honestly, the victim is the more important one.
We should be talking about their names.
But they were convicted. So some wins, some losses in the courts.
Right.
R. Kelly was convicted of sex trafficking charges, which good.
Right. Yeah.
But then bad. Bill Cosby was released.
Yeah, like you said, you win some, you lose some. I mean, hopefully he's getting up there. His time. The Reaper is coming. The Reaper is coming.
Well, that was during the Free Britney thing, and we were like, we said Free Britney, not Free Bill Cosby.
Not Free Bill Cosby. It's like, oops, sorry, I got it mixed up in the mail.
Oopsie daisies. Yeah, Bill Cosby is released. Then Britney does gain her freedom from her conservatorship.
Yes.
Which is lovely. I've been seeing some of her social media posts, though. And they're interesting.
Okay, like, she's really religious and spiritual. Let's just give her that.
I said it's interesting. And look, if she needs God and she needs religion in order to get her through her mental problems, fine. I'm all about that. If you use your faith as a way to better yourself, then fine. When you start using your faith to traumatize other people, that's when I have a problem with it.
Well, so far she's just going, showing herself, doing her little walks and runway with her outfit. She's doing a lot of posts. She apparently unfollowed her sister like on Twitter or some shit like that, or blocked her. I was like, good.
The Spears family.
Death to
all of them. Oh, Wendy Williams is having problems too.
We do hope for the best for Wendy.
We hope for the best for Wendy. NASA lands a new probe on Mars. Perseverance.
Probing.
And it's been probing around for the last year. It's been probing around, I don't know how to pronounce this, the Jezero crater on Mars.
Sure.
Which is apparently, it was supposed to be a former lake of something. So they're probing around there for life. What? Are you laughing at me saying probing?
Oh, I'm just like, no, I just probe it around for life, like me when I'm the bottom. And the top's like, are you still there? Just probing around, just probing around,
just probing
around my cave.
Last couple of bits here.
Okay.
We can skip over this one even. Jeff Bezos goes to space. Elon Musk
all these
sends
people going to space. Okay, eat my ass like a cupcake.
I don't really care about these people going to space, honestly. It sounds stupid to me that these billionaires are spending money to send people to space when they could be using that money for other things, like actual problems here on Earth. Not
also, I'd imagine burning that much fuel can't be good for the environment.
Oh no, definitely not.
Be good for the environment. It can't.
I mean, you have to think about. Think about that in terms of NASA in general, right? Probably sending that telescope up into space too.
Okay, well, there's a different thing here.
Yeah.
Those people going to space does nothing for the scientific community. Betters our understanding of nothing. Sending that satellite up there, that telescope, that could actually help us.
Yeah, I agree. So there's like a cost benefit analysis there that can be done.
Oh, I just literally died when you said that.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry that I live in the corporate world and I have these terms in the back of my head.
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
The ROI. There was a high ROI for sending the telescope. Return on investment. How do you not know what ROI is? Get back here. Get your shit back in this podcast.
Just leave it.
You leave.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And then last one was Betty White has sadly passed away.
Can I say something controversial?
Yeah.
How am I going to say this?
God. If it's too controversial, if it's going to get us canceled, don't say it.
Well, it's just me. The views of Patrick do not reflect the views of Matthew. Betty White dying is unfortunate. It is not sad for me.
Okay.
Because I did not know her, nor did I become invested in her work.
Yeah, you didn't consume any of the media that she was a part of. I mean, neither did I.
I've seen some Golden Girls. I've seen some Hot in Cleveland. Like, okay, I saw the proposal she was in, but everyone's like, "Did you hear Betty White died?" I'm like, "Yeah, what about it?" Like, "Oh, it's so sad." I'm like, "Is it? Did you know her?" Like, I don't. Maybe that is through lined to my idea about the idolization of certain people in our society, specifically people that I don't think provide a bigger benefit than other people, like actors and actresses. I feel do not provide the same benefit as like doctors and lawyers, yet they're paid absorbently more money than they are. So maybe that's where I'm coming from. I think it's unfortunate. It's not good. It's not a good thing. It's bad. It's a bad thing. But is it a sad thing for me? No. And also this whole thing, they're like, she was so close to 100. Age is irrelevant because age is made up, just like time.
Oh, well, everything's made up.
Yeah, who cares if she died at 99 versus 100? She's too old. I want to be dead at 60, 55.
Listen, Pat, you can't be doing this because we just did a whole episode talk about New Year's resolutions when time doesn't exist either. So
listen, I said it.
Here we are, capitalizing off of the resolution culture.
If y'all come for me, come for me. But just know that that's how I feel.
Oh, I'll come for you. But yeah, I was sad about it just because, people dying is sad, obviously.
Not all people.
Did it personally affect me? No, because I didn't consume a lot of Betty White's media. So, yeah, but yes, I was sad about it because people dying generally is sad.
I think that's how you look at death, though.
I mean, yes, people die. People die all the time.
I'm not very comfortable with death.
Okay.
I know you're not. This is one of the things that Matt doesn't like to do. He doesn't like to do mud runs. He doesn't like to think about anything sad, including death.
Okay, no, I don't like reading a story going in knowing that I'm going to be sad about it.
Yeah, but do you not even like discussing sad topics?
What sad topics would you like to discuss on our podcast?
I'm saying death. Are you comfortable with talking about death? Because there's some people who they talk about death and they're like, "Whoa, I don't want to even think about it," because like it stresses them out.
I mean, no, I don't care. I mean, it depends on who's dying in this scenario. If I'm dying, then I don't care. I can talk about it.
Are you okay with your own death? You're okay with your own mortality?
Not right now, I would say. I think I have a lot of living left to do.
Like in general, the idea that you will die one day, you're like, okay, yeah, I'm going to die one day.
I mean, it's scary. I'll tell you that. Have I accepted that? Probably not. But when it happens, it happens. And I'm like, will my consciousness disappear forever? I don't know. And if it does, then I won't even know that I'm dead. So, darkness, here I come.
What a way to end this little roundup. What time are we at? What time are we at right now?
We're at 48 minutes.
All right, let's end on a light note, okay?
Okay, do you have some... What was your favorite event for you? A personal event of 2021?
Well, me and my boyfriend, he bought the condo. I'm poor. I'm a poor whore. He's a rich daddy, so he bought the condo. I'm just the live-in maid service, but we are moving at the end of the month. But we bought it in 2021, so
lovely. I love that for you. I would say maybe not an event of 2021, but more of an experience. I did get a dog in 2021, and the experience of having him, while sometimes stressful, was probably my favorite experience.
God's plan.
And now, how would you rate 2021 on a scale of 1 to 10?
Is this like a personal thing or like the year in its entirety?
Both, I would say. Like, how would you rate the year for you?
Oh, the year for me actually wasn't bad, which is kind of hard to say with context, obviously. But for me, it wasn't that bad because I got a lot of research done. Got a condo. I started working out. So I think I'd rate it, like, I don't know. It wasn't the best year, obviously, because of COVID. Really detracted from my fun. Right. But I would give it like a 7, maybe a 6, a 6.5. Okay. But as an entire thing, 2021 with context, it's like a 4.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine. What about this podcast though? You worked on this podcast too. That was good, right?
Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about.
Okay, that was part of your year though. Anyway. For me, with context, I'd say it was like a 3. You know?
Yeah.
Just generally in terms of events that occurred. But personally, person-wise, yeah, I'd probably give it like a 7, 7.5 maybe. Because personally, I'm just living my life.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying it. Even though all this shit around me is happening that's terrible, I'm just living. I live.
Dicks out for Harambe.
What? You say dicks out for Harambe?
Anyway, did you watch The Witcher?
No.
Bitch. Fucking Christ.
That's the end of this podcast episode.
No, I'm signing us out because I know it's my episode, whore.
Okay, it's I did all the work for it.
I told a really riveting story.
Okay.
Anyway,
go ahead.
This has been the What Do the Gays Think podcast. We found on all podcasting platforms. We release episodes roughly every Tuesday. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and of course YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, rate us, give us the rating that we so deserve. We're also on Twitter at WDTGT Podcast, where you can get all of our updates, such as when our episodes go live, when we're streaming on our Twitch at What Do the Gamers Think, GAYMERS. We also have a link tree on the Twitter, which has our Redbubble, which has some generic level merch. We might be getting more, we might be getting less, who knows? Of course, as always, that was 2021.
Live, laugh, love.
Live, laugh, love, gaslight, gatekeep, girl, boss in it. That's all, Matt.
That's all. All right. And I am Mac Lube.
And I got this mustache that I think is pretty good.
Got that sexy, kinky mustache going.
The handlebar porn stash from the 70s and 80s. I'm gonna come over and fix your pipes. Your broken pipes.
You should tweet a picture of yourself so our podcast listeners that won't see the YouTube can see it.
You ordered a pizza? Well, how are you gonna pay with no money?
Goodbye, everybody.